It's Friday.
And that means it's 7:02 Unplugged.
Yes, it is a Friday and will ease you into the weekend. And as mentioned, we're joined this week. We'll be hearing from the music of Jeremy Loops. Jeremy, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. How are you feeling?
Very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm also well, thanks. It's been a bit of a wild
So,
morning, but good.
yes, a couple of weeks ago, you released a new single, Till I Found You, and also your first ever self directed music video. So, what goes behind self directing a music video? How are you the star and also directing it? It sounds a bit complicated.
It was complicated. Uh, Look, I don't know. I've never done it before, so I didn't know what I was in for. Obviously, in Hollywood, you see lots of like situations where actors break out and direct a movie that they're also in. I suppose on a much smaller scale, it's the same thing. It's taking care of the creative vision for the video, and at the same time being a part of the people acting out that vision. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was stressful. It was enjoyable. I really loved it. But I had no idea until having to be responsible for directing and seeing that vision through from its early stages to completion. I think I'd probably always misunderstood how all encompassing the role of a director really is.
Yeah. So earlier on, we were speaking to Mark Lotter, and he has a new show, and he was talking about, obviously this year has been strange and bizarre, and all of the things. But he has a new show. He, has a new show reflecting on the bizarreness, the strangeness, the difficulty. And I always wonder what a year like this has been like for a creative like yourself. Have you found that it was difficult to write? Whether you had to look at new sources for creativity? How has trying to be creative in a time where you couldn't even do at some point you couldn't go meet a friend for coffee, or go where you'd normally go for inspiration. How has this year impacted your creative process, or have you found you've been able to be as creative if not more?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the question everyone's been wondering in our industry. And the only thing to go by is the kind of work that we see other artists and we ourselves are putting out. I haven't, I've been asked this a few times, and I don't think there's any clear answer for me. There've been parts of this year where I felt incredibly inspired and hopeful, and was managing to see all the silver linings between all the cracks, which is just also generally what I've been quite good as part of my human nature.
Hmm.
I've always been able to seek out those silver linings, but there's been many times this year where I've been completely broken. My spirit has been broken, and I suppose both sides of that spectrum have lots of possibility for creation and yeah, like artistic license. I don't think anyone should have had the excuse that they didn't know what to write about this year. There's been plenty to draw from. It just might not all be necessarily positive.
Yeah.
Finding hope has been the difficult thing.
Mm. The song your latest single "Till I Found You," released a couple of weeks ago, is and obviously we were speaking about the video a little bit earlier on. Was that something you worked on this year? How tell us about "Till I Found You."
Yeah, it's definitely a lockdown baby. And I started writing the song last year already, but as far as bringing the song to life, finishing the writing and producing it, that all happened this year amidst all the chaos going on. And it was a beautiful process. I loved working on this track, and it was probably for me. I mean, earlier on in the year, I released a song called "Mortal Man," and another song as well called "By the Way." And these were both songs that were very like reflective on the times. Mortal Man was a little bit more, I suppose, solemn and dealing with the journey that we've all been on as human beings this year, being kind of shifted into chaos at the same time together, and what goes with that kind of journey. Until I Found You, this recent release, I think is I finally managed to start finding a little bit of hope myself again, which took me some time to. We've all been speaking about adapting, and everyone has to adapt and get used to this new norm. But it's one thing talking about adapting, and it's another thing actually going through those shifts and coming out the other side feeling okay. And I feel like that's what happened for me just before we started really working on this song. And the music video, the way I directed that, and also the way we finished producing the song and the lyrics that I ended up settling on, I think really represent that shift that I started feeling in my own life towards hope again. And a shift that I think a lot of people I'm seeing out there are feeling. It's almost like we are so done with the bad news. We need to believe that there is a silver lining. We need to find that hope, however we do it. And the song was kind of my first offering in that lane again.
Yeah. In October, mid-October, you had your first public show of the year, obviously because there were restrictions, etc. And what was that experience? After many months of not being able to perform, of being, on stage again.
Oh, it was lovely. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I was worried at points that maybe I wouldn't be knowing how to deal with being back in front of people. But to be honest, it was just a lovely experience. I was so excited to be there, and songs that I used to maybe sometimes get bored of playing, I just couldn't wait to play. It was also lovely to see everyone's faces, to be able to witness everyone coming to their first show after months of separation. And yeah, it's been very warming to see that music is still this incredible force for bringing people together in the right ways. And from my side, I was just excited to be there. Super grateful.
You also launched a food security organization this year, which has done some really great work, managing to raise R1 million. Tell us about some of that charity work.
Yeah, the Big Food Drive. It's been awesome. We started it at the beginning of lockdown when all my tours were canceled, and I realized that I'm going to be grounded for some time, and that I would need something to put my energy towards that wasn't just about me and my music. And we founded an organization called the Big Food Drive, and we managed to fundraise, like you say, just over R1 million, which we started sending to all the different soup kitchens in the south, in Cape Town, where I'm from. And the idea was just to send fresh produce, locally sourced, to all of them. So I put deals together with local farmers. A trucking company came on board to help us with logistics. We scaled up warehouses to quarantine the different food deliveries. And we went about locating because, it wasn't just existing soup kitchens, which were completely overburdened with so many people in this country who are living on the poverty line in the best of times, now just being cast into complete uncertainty, especially from a food security point of view in certain spaces, and I just knew that we needed to be a part of that immediate humanitarian crisis. And we went throughout the whole of lockdown. I think we ended that program as far as the food donations at the end of winter, which is when things kind of quietened down. And we have shifted focus over the last 3 months towards more sustainable food practices, meaning we're going to be we have built our first big vegetable garden with the same funds raised by my audience. And we've built it at a beautiful school in Masiphumelele called Bongoletu. It's got 200 students at a creche. It's like a primary school. And we've built this big 400 square meter thriving vegetable garden there over the last few months. And the idea will be to continue that work as a way to add food security to some of the beneficiaries we've worked with over lockdown.
Wow, that's incredible work. And of course, part of why we're here today is about the music. And so, it's time for us to get into the music. If you just joined us, we're speaking to Jeremy Loops, who is our 702 Unplugged guest for this week.
I won't stop till I found you. 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 Steam train souls from the city, we loan our bones from the grave. Suppose I've never cared much, but who could be saved? Beware the fools and fakes, trapped outside beneath the shade. I'm a lonely one along the way out, who had no name. We trade a line in our own lane. It's a sit-down hallway, and I don't feel I know what hope is. What is this place? Take these things away from me, the useless bits I'll never need. Stop my breath so I'll be free. I won't stop till I found you. 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 This pain and all your pity, you know you get your way. Suppose you never cared much, but who could be saved? Beware the fools and fakes trapped outside beneath the shade. I'm a lonely one along the way out, and I have no name. So take these things away from me, the useless bits I'll never need. Stop my breath so I'll be free. I won't stop till I found you. 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 And you say, now don't act like I don't know you. Don't act like I don't know you. Say, how dare you call me like you owe me. Not only when you're lonely, 'cause it's not my curse to love you. I won't stop till I found you. I won't stop till I found you. I won't stop till I found you. I won't stop till I found. Take it away, James. Hey. I won't stop till I found you. 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 You. Down south when I said that I would call, squeeze you a little bit of love. I didn't want to, but it's good to see you. Josie, how you feeling? Oh, I didn't want to leave you down south when I said that I would call, squeeze you a little bit of love. I didn't want to anyway. And in the light of day, I didn't know this, and everything she was, I didn't show this. And in the light of day, I didn't know you, that I wanted you to stay and I didn't want to go. I wouldn't take it away from you, no, I didn't want to leave you down south when I said that I would call, squeeze you a little bit of love. I didn't want to, but it's good to see you. 702, how you feeling? Oh, I didn't want to leave you down south when I said that I would call, squeeze you a little bit of love. I didn't want to anyway. I told you all these times you wanted to hear it. I seen it all clear. You seem to be surprised. Remember how we said one day we'd set sail. It took me so much to get to where we are. And right now you are slowing me down, slowing me down. Trying to relax, you trying to hold me down. It's different, vigorous, it may seem. The light shines in the darkness, and in the light of day, I didn't know this. And everything she was, I didn't show this. And in the light of day, I didn't know you, that I wanted you to stay and I didn't want to go. I wouldn't take it away from you, no, I didn't want to leave you down south when I said that I would call, squeeze you a little little bit of love I didn't want to, but it's good to see you. Josie, how you feeling? Woo! Oh, I didn't want to leave you down south when I said that I would call you and squeeze you. A little bit of love I didn't want to. Anyway. #702, thanks for having us on. Merry Christmas, lots of love. You! We stepped out in the morning, rode the light beneath the waves, and fired off a warning. The delight is rearranged. Stick your head out, count on me when you're falling down. Stop giving what you can't give now. Here you go, so count on me when you're falling down, and don't give up on what we've got now. Here you go, she said, hold my hand. Nothing I won't change the mortal man. Mortal man, my friend. The mortal man, mortal man, mortal man, mortal man, mortal man. We stepped out in the morning, holding tight beneath the shade, stuck our heads out and fired off a warning to fly out in the night. Keep your head out to the calling. If we make it with our hands, we will better understand. Keep your feet out to the calling. And if we take a stand and sever all our plans, she said, hold my hand. Nothing I won't change the mortal man. Mortal man, my friend. Nothing I won't change the mortal man. Mortal. And I've been feeling cold inside. I'm a loaded gun. Maybe I'm a waste of time, eh? And I know it's just a state of mind, but oh, the state I'm in, oh, the state I'm in now. Now I wonder how I'll live this life when I've been floating by myself for way too long. Definitely me. And she said, hold my hand. Nothing I will change the mortal man. Mortal man, my friend. Nothing I will change the mortal man. Mortal, count on me when you're falling down. Don't give up on what we've got now. Now you're calling. So count on me when you're falling down. Just stop giving what you can't give now. Now you're calling. Nothing I will change the mortal man. Yeah.
Fridays mean unplugged on 702.